You already know who's better. Ronaldo or Messi? You've got your answer, and you're sure. Here's the problem. You didn't decide he was better because he's better. You decided he was better because you picked him. The evidence came afterward.
And I can prove it. Not with an opinion, with a brain scanner, a 1951 football riot, and one experiment that quietly explains almost every argument you've ever lost. Because in the next few minutes, 3 things are going to happen.
1. You'll find out why you and your rival can watch the exact same match and honestly see 2 completely different games. 2. You'll learn why no statistic, no trophy count, no Ballon d'Or has ever changed a single person's mind. And why it never will.
And 3. I'll give you a simple test you can run on yourself tonight to catch your own brain rigging the verdict in real time. Because the punchline of this whole thing is this. Your brain isn't defending a footballer. It's defending you.
And this isn't sports talk. The machinery behind it was mapped inside an fMRI scanner at Emory University and first caught in the wild during a college football game so vicious it became one of the most cited experiments in all of psychology. Let's start with the crime scene. Try to remember the actual moment you chose your guy. The day you sat down, weighed the evidence, and decided. You can't, because it never happened. You were maybe 9. Your dad wore a shirt. A highlight autoplayed before you knew what you were watching. A kid at school had the poster, and you wanted to be like that kid. That's it. That's the decision.
In 1968, a psychologist named Robert Zions ran a now famous series of experiments. He flashed people shapes and symbols they'd never seen, sometimes for as little as 1,000th of a second, too fast to consciously register. Then he asked which ones they liked. Over and over, people preferred the shapes they'd been shown before, even though they had no idea they'd ever seen them. It's called the mere exposure effect, and it's brutally simple. Your brain mistakes familiar for good. The more you see something, the more your brain quietly upgrades how much it likes it. No thinking required. So your objective favorite, the best player in the world, obviously, is sitting on top of a near random first exposure you had before you could do long division. Which raises a genuinely weird question. If the pick was that arbitrary, why does it feel like one of the truest things you know? November 23rd, 1951. Dartmouth plays Princeton. It is not a friendly game. Princeton's star quarterback leaves with a broken nose and a concussion. A quarter later, a Dartmouth player is carried off with a broken leg. Both sets of fans are convinced the other side played dirty. The accusations run for weeks. 2 psychologists, Albert Hastorf and Hastorf-Cantril, spot an opportunity. They take the exact same film of the game and show it to students from both schools. Same footage, same screen, and they ask a simple question. Count the fouls. Princeton students watching the film counted the Dartmouth team committing nearly 10 infractions. Dartmouth students watching the identical film counted 4. Same tape, more than double the fouls, depending entirely on which jersey you were loyal to. The researchers concluded something that should genuinely unsettle you. There was never one game. So when you and your rival sit down for El Clasico, understand what's happening. You are not watching the same match. Your brain is filtering, flagging every dive from their guy, waving off every dive from yours. It feels like you're seeing reality. You're seeing a defense case. Okay, you say, fine, we see it differently. But the raw numbers don't lie. The trophies, the goals, surely the stats settle it. 2004, a neuroscientist named Drew Westen takes 30 die-hard political partisans and slides them, one by one, into a brain scanner. Then he shows each of them evidence that their own side is being a hypocrite, their guy clearly contradicting himself.
and watches in real time which parts of the brain light up.
Here's what he found. When these people processed the threat to their side, the parts of the brain we use for cold, logical reasoning stayed dark. They didn't reason at all. Instead, the brain's emotion circuits lit up. The person felt their way to a comfortable conclusion that let their guy off the hook.
And then, the moment they reached that conclusion, the brain's reward system fired. A little hit of relief, a little hit of pleasure. Read that again. Their brain didn't reason toward a conclusion. It felt its way to the one it wanted, and then paid itself a reward for getting there.
Westen described it like this: partisans keep turning the kaleidoscope until the picture looks the way they want it to, and then they get rewarded for it. This is why the argument in the group chat never ends. You fire a stat. It lands in a brain that is being chemically rewarded for not updating. You're not exchanging evidence. You're two reward systems defending two verdicts, both convinced they are the rational one. Nobody in that conversation is actually thinking. Everybody in that conversation feels like they are. Which leaves one question we still haven't answered, the scary one. Why does your brain treat an insult about a footballer, a guy you've never met, like a threat to your own survival? Start with something that makes no sense. Researchers studying football fans found that over and over, it's often the least successful clubs that have the most fanatical, ride-or-die fans. The teams that lose the most are loved the hardest. That should be backwards, until you understand what suffering does to the brain. Psychologist Harvey Whitehouse and his colleagues found that when people suffer together, shared heartbreak, shared defeat, shared pain. And it's not a metaphor. In their studies, fused fans literally agree with statements like, "My team is me. I am strong because of my team." The group stops being something they support and becomes part of who they are. And this is the answer to everything we've been building toward. When someone insults your player, it doesn't feel like a disagreement about football. It feels like a personal attack, because at the level of your brain, it is one. You fused. Ronaldo or Messi is now load-bearing in your sense of self. So the insult gets routed to the exact same defense system that protects you. And here's where it stops being cute. Everything we just walked through, mistaking familiar for good, seeing a different game than the person beside you, feeling your way to a verdict and getting rewarded for it, fusing your identity to the group. None of that is a football bug. It's the operating system of every tribe. Swap the two players for a flag, a political party, a faith. The exact same machinery gives you polarization, hooliganism, holy war. The Ronaldo versus Messi argument is the harmless demo of the single most dangerous piece of software the human brain runs. So here's the one thing to actually do with all this. Tonight, run what I'll call the Steelman flinch test. Take your rival, the other guy, and find the single strongest argument for why he's the greater player. Not a weak one you can knock down, the best one. The one that makes your stomach tighten a little. That tightening you feel, that's the fusion. That flinch is the machinery becoming visible for 1 second. You can't switch it off. Nobody can. But the moment you can feel it running, that's the moment it stops running you. That's the whole game. Now, the people who study this machinery aren't all trying to understand it. Some are trying to use it on you, on purpose. Cult recruiters, dark persuaders, the best manipulators alive all run on the exact fusion switch you just found in your own head. That video, right there, breaks down exactly how they do it, and how to shut it down. Watch that one next.